This Doodle NFT number 316 just sold for 100 Ethereum, which is $410,212. And the person who sold this NFT bought it just a couple of days ago for 1.5 Ethereum. This means that that person made over 98.5 Ethereum in profit, or over $400,000. And that's over a 6,500% return. Talk about going to the moon. So what is the Doodles NFT project? Why did this particular doodle sell for so much money? And should you be buying a doodle for yourself so that way you can maximize your chances of going to the moon? All that and more on this video. My name is Devin Cook. Let's talk about doodles, and welcome back to DevMoney. All right, so what is the Doodles project? You may not have heard about it, but it's a project that just launched here in October on the 18th. And we can dive right into their website to see the information that they have, but admittedly, they don't have a ton of information available on their website. So when you come to their website, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see that the doodles have sold out. Check OpenSea for secondary listings. You can see that all 10,000 of the doodles were minted at 0.123 Ethereum each. And like a lot of NFT projects these days, they sold out pretty quickly. So now we can scroll down and get a bit more information about the doodles. We can see that this project is a collection of 10,000 doodles, and they say that Doodles is a community-driven collectibles NFT project. Doodle NFTs are made up with over 100 exciting traits of faces, hairs, hats, bodies, and backgrounds. Holding a doodle allows you to participate in coordinating the Doodles community treasury, and we're gonna take a bit more of a look into that in just a second. This treasury will be seeded with 420 ETH after the public sale ends. Holders can vote for experiences, activations, and campaigns that benefit the doodles. The roadmap for Doodles is collaborative and will be decided by doodle holders. With imaginative ideas, adequate resources, and coordination, we believe we can bring doodles to every vertical of popular culture. And then you can see that the public sale started on October 17th around 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I think I said the 18th, but it started on the 17th. And then when we scroll down to the bottom, because really this is the entire website right here, you can see the three founders. You have Evan Keast, also known as the Tulip in the community. Evan is a Canadian-based product marketer and NFT consultant. Evan comes from Kabam Games, Dapper Labs, and CryptoKitties. And then we have Scott Martin, who goes by Burnt Toast, and he is a Canadian-based illustrator, designer, animator, and muralist. And Scott's past clients include WhatsApp, Google, and Snapchat. And then we have Jordan Castro, who is a blockchain builder since 2013, so back in the early days, also known as Poopy. Interesting name choice. And he is known for bag holding and previously leading the CryptoKitties team at Dapper Labs. So that's the majority of the information that they have about their project on their website. And then you can come back to the top, you can check out their project on OpenSea, on Etherscan, and you can look at the documents. And this is where you're gonna wanna go to see some more information. Because when you come see their documents, you're gonna be able to see all the drop details and tips, the traits and rarity, the community treasury, the terms of service, and provable fairness. And then you're gonna see all their smart contract addresses and important links. Now let's take a look at the community treasury document. And here they're just going to give us a bit more information. They're saying that the Doodle community treasury is located at this address. I'm not going to repeat that because that would just be crazy. And as they said on the main website, it's going to be seeded with 420 Ethereum from the proceeds of a successfully concluded sale. This leads me to think that if the launch was not successfully concluded, that perhaps we would not be getting 420 ETH dumped into this wallet. This treasury will be coordinated by Doodle holders through voting on tools like Snapshot. We hope to grow the Doodles brand with marketing activations, digital experiences, contests, events, and new media. To bring our ideas to life, we will need to coordinate effectively, resource intelligently, and acquire/foster talent. We expect the initial details to be released on 10/24/21. And then they give a bit more information about the revenue sources, how they're going to fund it, how half of the 5% royalty is going to go into the Doodles community treasury, how they're going to announce some additional sources, how there's going to be different authorizers, how each holder is entitled to one vote for every doodle owned, etc., etc. So if you're interested in the project, I would definitely encourage you to go dive into these documents and just get all the information about the project that you possibly can. Now, before we get into their OpenSea page, let's take a quick look at their Twitter to see how many followers they have and how big the community is. So we can see here on their Twitter that they just joined back in June of 2021. They currently have 41,600 followers. And then you can see each of the Twitters for the founders as well. We can see that Burnt Toast has about 11,000 followers. Evan has about 12,000 followers, and Poopy Cat, just makes me laugh saying that, has about 11,000 followers. And you can see on their Discord that they're sitting right around 8,200 members. So they definitely don't have the biggest following on Discord and on Twitter, but it's not too bad either. And then when we take a look at the project on OpenSea, we can see that there's currently 4,100 owners, 8,800 in total Ethereum volume traded, and the floor price is 0.81 Ethereum. And as you know, with most new projects, especially in the first week, that floor price is going to change and fluctuate a whole lot. And as you can see here on this graph, the average trading price was 1.50 Ethereum on October 17th. That's when they had the most sales as well at 4,182. And it's dropped down quite a bit to where it's at right now, where the average price is just 1.15 Ethereum. And this is a pretty normal thing to see. When whenever a project is launching, especially if there's some hype around it, there's typically a peak in prices right around the reveal or right around the launch, and then typically they go down afterwards. Now that's not always the case, and oftentimes the floor just rebounds right back up or even higher than it was initially, but that's just something to look out for. Now let's take a look at some of these doodles. Now I don't know about you, but I can definitely see a lot of CryptoKitty vibes within these doodles, as would make sense with some of the founders working on that project, but these are just some of the examples that you can see. And you can come over here onto the left-hand side if you want to sort by different traits, or you can go back onto their website and look through the traits and rarity document to really hone in on which doodle you may be interested in. But now let's talk about the crazy news within this doodle community. Number 316 selling for a whopping 100 Ethereum. And that is this particular doodle right here. We can take a look at its properties, see that it has pink, navy sweater, rainbow puke, bedhead, and med. It's had 3,000 views, 36 favorites. Current offer is 3.27 Ethereum, or about $13,000. And when we take a look at the transaction history, we can see that it was minted on October 17th at 1:01 p.m. by the address no name, and then sold that same day, just a couple of hours later, about 7 hours later, to Footprint 777 for 1.4769 Ethereum. And then it was sold from Footprint 777 to Tulip Vault 2 just a day ago on October 19th for 100 Ethereum. Now what is it that makes someone spend 100 Ethereum or over $400,000 on an NFT with a project that was just launched and when the floor price is just sitting around 0.8 Ethereum or so? Well, really the main reason that someone would want to spend so much money on an NFT is if they just really believe in the project. And sometimes that could be someone like you or I who are not associated with the project at all, but just, we really love the vision, we really love the art behind it, we love the utility, whatever it is, and we're willing to back that conviction with a ton of money. And sometimes that happens, but also sometimes what happens is the founders are purchasing their NFTs back at very high and sometimes really just very inflated prices. And that is exactly what happened with this NFT. One of the founders purchased it back from that buyer for that 100 Ethereum price. And there's a couple ways that we know this. Number one is that the owner of that NFT, that doodle number 316, posted on Discord about getting that 100 Ethereum offer. And you can see that the owner of this doodle was on the Creature World Discord, and he said, "Creature friends, I received a 100 ETH offer on my doodle, so I may be grabbing a few more creatures soon." Doodle number 316. And then he says that he's torn. One of the founders thinks it's worth quite a bit more than 100. It's his offer, so I either wait to see if other offers come in or I take it. And then if we come back into OpenSea, we take a look back down here at the transaction history, and we come here to the Etherscan transaction details. We can see everything about this transaction. We can see what the price of Ethereum was at the time. We can see what the current Ethereum value of this offer was, currently standing at $411,930. And we can see that one NFT was traded for 100 wrapped Ethereum on OpenSea. The transfer of this doodle number 316 from this address to this address. And when we take a look at this address on OpenSea, we can see that Tulip Vault number 2, this is actually Evan Keast, who has linked his Twitter right here. And you can go through and you can see all of his NFTs that he has. He has a bunch of these, and then here are his doodles right here. And here's number 316, last sold for 100 wrapped Ethereum. Now you may be wondering, why on earth would one of the founders of this project buy one of their NFTs for 100 Ethereum? It just sounds a bit crazy. Why would they really do that? Well, you gotta realize that the founders of this project are probably the ones that believe in the project the most. They may not know what the value of the project is gonna be going down the road, but they do have more control than anyone in terms of what they can implement with a project to potentially increase the value. So founders of NFT projects have more control than anyone buying the NFT project because they are really leading the direction that the project is going. And let's do some quick math to see why this is maybe not as crazy as it sounds on the surface. If we come back to their website, we can see that all 10,000 doodles sold for 0.123 Ethereum each. So if we bring up a calculator and take 10,000 times 0.123, we're gonna get 1,230 Ethereum. Now, remember that there are 3 founders to this project, and so we divide that number by 3, and we're gonna get 410 Ethereum. So that means that each of the founders to this project got 410 Ethereum. Now we don't know what expenses they had going into this project and building it all out, so surely that's not all gonna be profit, but 410 Ethereum in revenue is no shabby number, because when you take that and multiply it by 4,100, which is the rough value of Ethereum right now, we're looking at almost $1.7 million. And then if we come back onto OpenSea and copy the wallet address for Evan Keast or Tulip Vault 2, we can come onto Etherscan, plug that in, and then we can see that he currently has a balance of 162 Ethereum Ethereum, or about $668,000 just in Ethereum. So when you figure that these founders each made around 400 Ethereum, they know where this project is gonna go, or at least what they're gonna be doing with it in the future, and the fact that by them purchasing their own NFTs for very expensive prices, when the average person goes to check out that project on OpenSea and see some crazy sales, they're gonna think, wow, there's a lot of people that just really love this project and are super into it. And I'm not saying that that's the only reason that they bought their own NFT for such a high price, but you can't deny that it really does help the perception of a project when you have individual NFTs in the project selling for 50 or 100 Ethereum each. And you can see on OpenSea that there are some other really big sales as well, like this one sold for 50, another 50, 50, 42, 40, 40, 33. So there's been quite a few of these NFTs that have sold for pretty high prices. But what's interesting to me is this one right here, 316, which we've been looking at and kind of analyzing. You can see that it definitely does have some really rare traits. It has 1% for the rainbow puke, 3% for the navy sweater, 0.01% for bedhead, which means that it's the only NFT that has this bedhead. But when you come look at some of these other NFTs, like the skeleton ones, it looks like a bumblebee of sorts, and this one that's like a nighttime outline drawing, you can see their properties and see that, well, they're 0.01% on everything, which means this is a one of one NFT. I mean, they're all one of one NFTs, they're all completely unique, but sometimes they share traits with other ones. But this one only shares traits with itself. So I would think that this one will be more valuable potentially than that number 316 that sold for 100 Ethereum, even though this one only sold for 50 Ethereum. I say only, that's still like 200 grand. So should you go out and buy one of these Doodle NFTs? Well, I would say you read everything you can about this project, join their Discord, start talking with the community members, and then come up with a list of reasons why you should and should not buy into this NFT project, and then make your decision from there. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.